So in the next session, we will all have the possibility to work with one of our issues. I'm happy to welcome you, Olga, from the Netherlands. Olga is a career and burnout coach who supports people in creating growth and meaning around transition in work and life. She works with managers, specialists, performing artists, and entrepreneurs on a wide range of topics like leadership, work-life balance, loss and grief, nourishing talents, and finding flow. So it's really a huge range you cover. Olga is a master practitioner in logosynthesis and instructor. She is also a coach, and although her coaching is based on a variety of techniques and modalities, logosynthesis is her go-to resource for supporting profound change. So Olga, I'm happy to leave you the floor.
Thank you, Monica. Thank you for the introduction. And welcome to all of you. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. It's fun to see that we have people from all time zones here and more joining. As I see, we're on the dot of 4 o'clock. So welcome again, everyone. I noticed Brazil, US, African continent, Europe. I think there's even someone from Asia here who must be up very, very late.
In the Zoom break.
Okay, so and to start with that, I will ask Monica, I think you've muted everyone, but if not, we will remain muted during the session. But feel free to use the chat to indicate if there are any problems with the sound or the image of this share screening or whatever. And also, if there are questions, you can put them in the chat, and Monica will watch it and interrupt me if necessary. But in general, I will try to address the questions at the end of the session. Also, when we're in the exercise, the proper, then it's better not to use the chat because it might distract people and pull them out of the exercise. So that's another practical thing to cover, is that the session is being recorded, as you know, but it's only the speaker view that is recorded. So as participants, you won't be visible afterwards. And having said that, I would like to invite everyone who is not on camera to please switch on their camera. And of course, if you're dressed decently and if it's possible at all, because it's so much nicer for me to talk to real people. And also when we're doing the exercise, it will give me an indication of where you as a group are. And while we're at it, let's greet. Let's all say hello. If you don't have the gallery view, switch for a moment to see how many we are. And we're all social people, and our nervous systems like to be calm. They like to know that we're in good company and with well-meaning people all around. And if I see all your smiling faces, it's good for my nerves as well. So thank you very much. And so the idea today is that I will lead you through a group exercise, but you will be working on your own topic privately. So this means that you don't need to share anything in public. You can work for yourself, but I will take you through the steps. And it will be very practical. There's no need, you don't need to know any theory, and you don't need to know anything about logosynthesis. I think we have a mix in the group of people who have a lot of experience, who are trainers themselves, who have had some experience because they've worked with a coach in a session with logosynthesis, or perhaps they've read a book or seen a YouTube clip on logosynthesis. And there may be some people who hardly have any knowledge at all, or maybe no knowledge at all, and it's fine. We're all going through the same thing. What you will need is a bit of a pen and a paper, so you can take some notes. And if you have some sticky notes handy, like the yellow things that you can stick, that's convenient for later on, but it's not necessary. So if you don't have them, you can work with some paper that you rip up. We will be using some anchors. And also, it's very good to have a glass of water handy for afterwards to drink. So maybe while I explain, if you haven't got all of this, you can go and get it. So what will we do? The idea is to give you an experience of how logosynthesis might be used in a coaching session or a leadership coaching context. And I wanted to give you, of course, the most logical thing is to lead you through the basic procedure. However, last year during the Logosynthesis Day, the 2022 Logosynthesis Day, Kuljit Kaur Semi did a wonderful exercise explaining the basics of logosynthesis and also leading through the basic procedure. This is on YouTube. So if you haven't seen this and you're interested, afterwards, please look it up. And at the end of the session, I'll be happy to pop a link in the chat. So I didn't just want to repeat this. It's a wonderful video. So I wanted to do something else. And I wanted to bring a blend to see that you can work with other techniques as a coach and then blend in logosynthesis. So what we will do is we'll do an exploration of a situation that you're not happy with, and then we will do we will resolve a block coming out of that exploration with logosynthesis. And so let me check my notes. Oh yeah, what I was going to say is that in a real-time situation with a coachee in my room, I can do a tailor-sized process where I can adjust my report to the client and the timing and the steps we take and the blocks that we select. And of course, with a group, this is not possible. So I have selected a general process with steps that I will take all of you through. And as to timing, I will work with an average of where the group is. So this means sometimes as an individual client, you would like a little bit more time, or it's going a bit too slow. And yeah, we will have to make that work. But I think if you step into the exercise with a learning attitude, that it will certainly yield something interesting. It might give you a new insight, or it may spark curiosity, or it will, you will perhaps experience something new, or perhaps it will just be fun. That's also very valid. So that's as far as that. What kind of topic can you work with? I would like to invite you to think of a situation that you're not happy with in your work or life. And this could be, for example, a situation in your family. Imagine you had a fight with your sister, or it could be something at work, a meeting that didn't go well, a project that you have to work on and you don't know how to take the next step. Perhaps you have trouble tidying up and you really want to have a clean environment, but you're not managing it. Or there's something in a hobby or a sport that you're practicing that's annoying you. Maybe, so you notice I'm not mentioning the most traumatic things because we are working online. I am not there to support you optimally for state management. If we are talking on scales of distress, and 0 would be a level of no distress at all, and 10 would be the maximum distress, I would think of a topic that does trigger you, that you are involved with, but it is from 4 or 5 to maximum a 7. So this can be a situation that is now happening, and it can also be something that took place in the past that you were not happy with. Something from a week ago or longer ago. And so I'm going to give you a minute to think about what you want to use, but at the same time, I am going to invite you with me to wake up the body. And what do I mean by that? Well, we're all looking at the screen, and the screen triggers us to go into the head. It makes us very mental and rational and logical. However, for this process, we do need our entire system. We want everything to be present and getting attention. So first of all, perhaps maybe start to wake up and move your hands to, start to see that you have them, that they're moving. You may want to move your head now next. And put your feet solidly on the floor, perhaps stamp them a few times, feel your heels on the floor, wiggle your toes inside your shoes if you're wearing them, and take a deep sigh, one or more. If you feel like it, you can make some sound. You're all muted. So yes. And when that's done, let's get started and let's move into the exercise. I will start to share my screen. Let's see if I can. Yes, I see thumbs up to the side. Okay, so this is the start, my starting slide, live guided exercise. A situation you're not happy with. So we're going to explore the situation in 6 steps. Then we're moving to the actual logosynthesis part of the exercise. Then we'll be seeing what's different. And at the end, I hope to have time for questions. And I'm going to invite you to share some takeaways or to note down your takeaways. Hold on. So first of all, let's explore. Does everyone have a situation that they want to work with? Can you, again, let me know? I see someone nodding, thumbs up. Yes, you've all selected something. Maybe you want to note down a code word for the situation that you're going to work with at the top of your sheet. And what we will do is we will take 6 steps. And the 6 steps are based on what is called the logical or neurological levels of change, and developed by Dills and Bateson. They both developed part of the technique. And some of you may know this. It is a method I would use with a client to really dive into a problematic situation. Say somebody in a leadership role is struggling with something and it's complex, then we might peel off the layers of the onion. And these 6 steps take you from more superficial layers to the heart of what's going on. And to do this, I would use, if someone were in my room, floor anchors, which might look like this. So 6 steps, and the client would stand on each step and I would lead them through the exercise. Now, we are going, for practical purposes, going to emulate this by using table anchors. So if you have sticky notes, then that's very practical. You can take 6 and you can either write the words are to the side on the sticky paper, but you can also just number them or even use 6 blank sheets of paper. And it doesn't have to be neat. You just need 6 different markers that you can put your hand on. And of course, if you are very, if you're experienced or you've done this before, you work with logosynthesis or with this technique before, and you want to do this on the floor, you are very welcome to do so. And as long as you can hear the steps, I suppose. And let me check with you, and I have to look to the side. Are you getting ready, or are you writing the note papers down? Perhaps you can use a thumbs up when you're ready to get started. Yeah, people are eagerly writing and moving paper. That's looking good. Some people need a bit more time. I'm going to get mine on the table as well, just like you. I will be following along with you. So the 6 steps are environment, that's the one that's closest to you. behavior, capabilities, beliefs, identity, and mission. And with every step, there are questions. I will be asking you the questions and you will see what comes up for you. I now see that I have divided my loyalties as to British and American spelling in the word behavior. Okay, is everybody ready? Yes. It looks like we are ready to move on. So let me go to the next slide. We will, so of course, when we start, you are going to focus on the situation that you are not happy with, the situation that you have selected. And then you will put your hand on the first anchor and take some time to contact the anchor. And you might want to close your eyes to concentrate. And you can see this anchor as a sort of hyperlink that gives you access to knowledge that you might not consciously have available. I am going to ask you questions and you see what comes up. So let's move to the first step and please put your hand on the anchor for environment. And my question around this is, in this situation that you have chosen, that you're not happy with, what do you notice around you? So what do you see? Are there any sounds that you're noticing? Perhaps there is something that you're touching, and there might even be a certain smell, or this doesn't happen too often, but sometimes there is something you taste. So what's around you? How do you perceive your environment in this situation? Okay. Are you ready? Yes. Okay. Now the next step takes you a bit further, and it builds on this environment. So you might want to put your hand on the next anchor, and that's behavior. So in this situation where you are in this environment that you just perceived, how do you act? So what do you do or what do you not do? You can think of things you say or don't say, of the way you move your body, of nonverbal communication, your expression. What is your behavior like? Okay. I will now all take you to the next step. And in this environment where you are showing this behavior, put your hand on the next marker, that is for capabilities. There are certain things that you can do and there are things that you cannot do. So the question is, in this situation, what are you capable of? Which of your qualities do you have available? And which ones do you not have available in this situation? What can you do and what can you not do? Okay, I'm going to take you to the next step. And that is the step of beliefs. So put your marker on the next, put your hand on the next marker. The fourth step is beliefs. In this situation that you're not happy, in this environment that you perceived, with the behavior that you're showing and the capabilities that you have, what is true for you? So what do you think or say inside your head? What are you convinced of? And just see what comes up for you. And at this step, I want to invite you to take some notes. So write down the beliefs that come up for you. And these may be sentences like, I can't do it, or she should listen to me, or it's just not fair. It could be, why is nobody helping me? Nobody is there for me. Things like that. I can see that people are writing down stuff. In this situation, what is it that you believe? What's true for you? How are you coming along? Who needs more time? Okay. Looks like we're ready to move on. So the next two steps are two steps where sometimes words are not so readily available. It may be that the word that you're looking for comes up very quickly in the first seconds after I ask the question. So you want to catch your first thought before you send or anything away, or you shake it off or judge it perhaps. And on the other hand, sometimes it isn't that quick. It sort of slowly dawns. And the next step is you want to put your hand on the fifth marker, and it's the step of identity. And the question, oh, it's not moving. The question here is, in this situation, who are you? And some of you will have probably already pushed aside what came up. It could be anything. I'm a creator. I'm a bully. I'm a mistake. It could be anything. It could be something wonderful that surprises you. It could be something you really don't like. But write down the word that comes up for you. Ready to move on? Yep. Okay, put your hand on the sixth marker, and we are going to the step of your mission in this situation. And the question here is, why are you here? In this situation, why are you here? I am here to, and you fill in the blanks. And this is also something you want to write down. Okay. Now that we've done this exploration, and it's a way to look at your situation, let's experiment with logosynthesis. So this is actually the part where logosynthesis comes up. And it is a realistic way of using it in coaching. So I might be working with this other technique when in this process, a very clear block comes up. And then I would start applying logosynthesis. Now, I can't identify with you what block you want to work on, so we will all work on a belief. This is because beliefs are usually very impactful for the entire situation. So if we choose the step of belief, and we will select one single belief, it will echo out certainly to the levels below, to capabilities, to your behavior and how you perceive your environment. There's usually a change there, but it might even also change the other levels. And so if you want to look at your note paper and on the beliefs that you wrote down, look at what belief creates a certain tension with you, or maybe more of them create tension. Which one carries a load? Which one triggers? Which one looks like it creates friction in this situation? And if you have all selected one, then give me a hand up so I know where you are in the process. Hands are going up. Yes, 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 yes. Wonderful. Thank you. Then we are going, for those of you, of course, who haven't done logosynthesis before, we are going to say 3 sentences. And the attitude here, I would like to invite you to be open and curious. And there is no need to analyze anything. You don't have to think about anything. And there's certainly no need to judge what comes up. The idea is to let the sensations that come up, the emotions and the thoughts just flow through us. Allow them to come and to process. So just notice what happens while we do this. And well, you'll see what happens. So this is the first sentence that we're going to say. It is, I retrieve all of my energy bound up in this belief, and then blah-de, 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 blah. This is different for everyone, of course, and take it to the right place in myself. What we will do is I will say the first bit of the sentence and you will repeat it out loud. Then I will say the second bit and you will repeat. Then comes the squiggly part where the belief is, and I will say la 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 la, and you will repeat with your belief on the dots, so to say. And then I will say the last bit of the sentence and you will repeat it out loud. Ready? And then, sorry, after the sentence, there is a working space, a time that we let the words process. So you will just be silent and wait. There we go. I retrieve all of my energy, bound up in this belief, da 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 da, and take it to the right place in myself. And then let that work for a while. Okay. We are going to do sentence 2 together in the same way. And if you want, have a sip of water. And certainly if you're yawning, this is a good sign that you're processing. And water helps move the energy. So we will do the sentence in the same way. I will read out little parts. You will repeat out loud after me. And the sentence goes, I remove all non-me energy related to this belief, da 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 da, from all of my cells, all of my body, and my personal space, and send it to wherever it truly belongs. And we let that work again. Okay, good. Let's move on to the third sentence. I retrieve all of my energy, repeat after me, bound up in all of my reactions to this belief, da 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 da, and take it to the right place in myself. And again, let that work. Okay, it's time for some water again after the third sentence. And yes, to first see what you notice. How does your body feel? And perhaps how do you relate to the belief? What we're going to do is we're going to, again, explore the situation that you have chosen. So it was a situation that you were not happy with. And I will let you move through the steps again. And you can do this by yourself. Steps are here. I will read them out for you. So you will check again. Focus on the situation that you're not happy with, whether it happened in the past or whether it's going on now. And close your eyes and focus on the environment. How do you perceive what's around you? What's there? What do you see? What do you hear? And then next step, check what is your behavior now? Has it changed in some way? What do you do? What do you say? What are your capabilities now that you have somewhat changed your beliefs? What are you able to do or to not do that you weren't before, perhaps? And when you now focus on this situation, what do you believe to be true? What do you believe about yourself? Perhaps about others, about the situation, the issue, the world? And then, who are you in this situation? What comes up for you there? And finally, in this situation, why are you there? What comes up for you? Well, of course, I'm curious to hear what you experienced during the exercise. But first of all, check for yourself what's different now and what you have learned about yourself, about the situation, or about the process. And maybe you want to take some notes. And if you feel like it, oh, not that yet, drop a line in the chat and write one takeaway from this exercise for you personally. And I will stop sharing so I can see you much better. And I see a first answer coming in. It is more acceptance of what I cannot change. And greater perspective on the situation and events, allowing more peace and acceptance to emerge. More free. Okay. Back on the floor. My belief is not really true. More space around me. Realize that the belief I focus on could be seeding some difficulties in other areas of my life. Okay. From it is too much to I can handle it. Wow. Love that one. More relaxed about a difficult task, work task that lies ahead of me. I am stuck, turned into I can fly. That sounds lovely as well. These are all great results. Feel relaxed and inspired to get started. Wider perspective here in the situation, gentle, reassuring and loving, renewed calm, clarity and confidence, embracing how others' input can be integrated in my own role. Lovely. Allow me to leave strong emotions aside and think more clearly who I am. It is my belief. Others have another view on the situation. Wow, I feel my heart grow. It's wonderful to read these words. Confident that I can improve the situation. It was now funny when I thought about it. This happens to me a lot as well, that I have a belief and I run the logosynthesis procedure, and afterwards I just kind of have to laugh about it. It's kind of funny, or yeah, that's very, very recognizable. And lighter, I choose what I want. Consequences are okay. Reassess, calm, relaxation. Wonderful. Thank you so much, every one of you. I think we have, let me check, 4 minutes left. 4 minutes. Do you have, does anyone want to ask a question, or do you want to discuss, or do you want to share more? If you don't mind being in the recording, you can unmute and come live, or alternatively, you can write in the chat and I will read it and answer. I see a hand up. Carla, do you want to unmute?
Yeah, hello. I had problems to follow the question. What is the behavior in the situation? Because it's a reminder. I remember what I did in the situation or what I not did. But the question was somehow not that easy for me to answer.
And do you mean the second time round, when we went after the sentences, we went back to checking the situation? Is that what you mean? Or is it the first time?
Both times.
Both times. And you remembered your behavior?
Yes, that's it. But the question did not fit for me to the situation.
Okay.
Can you repeat the question for?
Well, the question is, what did you do, or what did you not do, or how did you act, or perhaps what did you say, or did you show nonverbal behavior? I did a couple of prompts because sometimes you have to sort of fit the question to the situation. You can have all very widely varying situations in your head. So yeah, that's I lost you. Your hand popped away. Oh, there you are.
Okay, thank you.
So I gave a couple of prompts, and I don't know. I mean, we'd have to go into your situation to see why it was difficult to answer it, perhaps. Or was it bad? Did you get something out of the exercise, nevertheless?
Yeah, this was my belief, and others have other views on the situation.
Yes. So the fact that you found it difficult to answer that one step didn't stand in the way of doing the entire exercise.
Yeah, this distracted me somehow. I don't know. I have to do a follow-up by myself.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for your question. I think now 1 more minute.
There are questions in the chat, Olga.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. The third question, we indicate take the energy. It is, yes. So I will read out the question. It says, why, well, if I understand it rightly, why would you want to take the energy back from your reactions? Because it seems like it's taking negative energy back in. Or alternatively, what does the right place mean? This is a very good question. And in logosynthesis, there is actually there's not something like good or bad energy. There's simply energy that is in the right place, or it's not in the right place. It belongs to you, or it doesn't belong to you. And so taking your energy in that is bound in the reactions back means simply that you are freeing it, that you're taking it back into your system. It was your energy in the first place. And once it's back in the system, you can freely use it again. So you have it available as live energy to do your tasks that you want to do in life. And so it's a positive thing. And even if you have this thought that, oh, this is like negative energy, taking negative energy back, that doesn't really matter, because the part of your system that is processing these sentences knows exactly what it's doing. And mentally or rationally, we don't even know the right place. Where is that? I don't know if that's in my elbow or in my knee or in my head. I don't know where the right place is, but something in me absolutely knows where the right place is. And if I just don't interfere, it will be all right. Does that answer the question? Yes. Okay. Okay. Then I'm afraid I'm going to have to wrap up because my time is up, and we want to.
You can take 2 minutes to answer the other question if you like. There is a question from Louis Edgar.
I missed it. Hold on. Can you read it to me if you have it in front of you?
He is asking the question in English brought some questions related to my understanding of some expressions. Do we have the questions in other languages like Portuguese or French, so we can try in our mother tongue?
Absolutely. There is a document that is on the LIA site, the Logosynthesis International Association, that is called the State of the Art. And in it, it has, I don't know, over 50 languages. Most languages of the world, I'm sure. No, I'll know there are a lot of languages, but Portuguese is in there for sure, and French is in there. And it is very interesting to experiment with saying the language, the sentences in different languages. It might help to say them in your mother tongue, and sometimes people find that it is actually it works different or better in another language. But if you want to be working in your mother tongue, this is absolutely possible. And again, this is not about understanding the languages. Sometimes my clients say the languages and they don't understand them, but they work nevertheless. So it's not a rational process. Yeah.
So Olga, you had done a great job in such a short time. We had such huge or great results. I'm really happy. Like you said, my heart was going growing bigger.
Yes.
And the work was very precious for myself. I picked my own issue, and it's great again. And with these levels, I loved how you guided us through this exercise. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And I added the link below. It's Kuljit,
oh, great.
Kuljit, and Kaur is Kaur, and Semi is SEHMI for people who can't see the chat. And if you Google that in YouTube, it comes up right away. So thank you very much,
great.
Monica, and all of you. It was lovely to be with you.